Hey guys, happy Tuesday. So they caught the guy, all quotations on all of those words. And I actually don't even really want to talk about the actual specifics of the whole thing because I am highly suspicious, like a lot of people, of everything about this. Um, yes, it's newsworthy in that, United is the biggest healthcare uh, you know, thing, company. What are they? I don't know, monopoly? Whatever. But it's funny. I feel bad in a way because, not bad, but I guess incredibly lucky because earlier this year my appendix exploded and I had to go to the doctor a total of 3 times. One time to the emergency room, a total of 3 times for this thing. One for the actual appendix, and then I had to go back because uh, there was pus in there. What? So I don't know. Septic. I was no, not septic. I don't know. I was just like, okay, it was infected, and I had to go back again because I was having trouble breathing from my guts being. And anyway, I had 3 emergency room visits. Every I did not pay a dime for the entire. I didn't pay a dime for any of that. It all ended up being completely paid. Um, Not sure how. I mean, I didn't have a job at the time, and I had my green card status. It actually changed in between the first and second visit. Uh, it was so weird. It was so weird. So I'm kind of in a weird place right now. And sorry, I stamped a star on my face because I wanted to. Um, yeah, I'm kind of in a weird place right now because everybody is like, literally the entire country is like coming out with all these terrible, and I love it. I love it because everyone is united. It's not This is not a right or a left issue. It's a us versus them issue. And for the first time, seemingly, the country fucking gets that. Like, this is so cool. If we could keep this momentum of unity going, and realization of like what the actual problem is, that would be great, America. But yeah, I'm just over here like, United's great, but not really. No, because I do feel really bad for some people, and so yeah, I'm not going to talk about the actual. I'm not going to rehash because, one, there's a billion and one videos on this thing. Everyone has come out with a fucking thing on this. If not just to say like, yeah, sure, we it's fine that none of us feel bad because this guy was the figurehead of a huge area of just greed and problematic um, business practices. It's just so okay, fishy, fishy, fishy. But for me, like what I am getting from this is from listening to people's like stories with the healthcare industry. All I have to say is like we all got to take way better care of ourselves. Like we cannot, you and I, we, the collective we cannot. I mean, I saw this when I was in the hospital for my appendix. Like, I very quickly realized, like, man, I gotta get the fuck out of here ASAP because these bitches don't really care if I live or die. Not that they were like, the, like, for me, that became extremely salient when I was having this reaction every time to this antibiotic called Flagyl. I kept having a reaction to it, and I was out of my mind and in pain and on painkillers and antibiotic that I was again having a reaction to. But my boyfriend was there. He was by my side the whole time, and so he saw that every time they gave me Flagyl, I like downturn. There was a downturn in me, And so he just, was like, hey, can we give her a different antibiotic? Keep in mind, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of antibiotics. And you would think he asked them if I could get a boob job or something. They just looked at him like no. And it was such a big deal. Like he had to literally stand between them and I and make it clear that he was not going anywhere. And I think the only reason that they really like listened to him and rescinded on their insistence that I have that drug is because he was by my side at all times, and that made it easy. That made their job easy, and that he would help me with whatever I needed to, as opposed to them. Because to be fair, I could tell that they were very, very busy in their job. Understaffed, I guess is what you would say. Anyway, yeah, I came out of that experience the same way I'm I'm feeling when I watch people, describe their um interactions with the healthcare industry. It's just like, between the cost and the experience, you need to do everything in your power, which is a lot. It's a lot. There's a lot of varieties where you can, express your personal power. You need to do everything and everything you can on a daily basis, on a minute by minute basis, to not go to the doctor, to not put yourself in harm's way. So yeah, you need to eat fucking well. You cannot eat processed food. You cannot eat processed food. You can't eat carbs. You can't eat sugar. Or I mean, you can maybe eat carbs, but you have to really, really limit them. Like, it has to be basically like a treat. Um, you gotta stay height weight proportionate. You know, pretty well. You have to go outside. You have to take care of your mental health. Um, you just, don't do stupid fucking shit. You know, the healthcare industry will always be there, and thank God, right? If your appendix does blow up, if you're uh, like in the case of my boyfriend, if you're choking because a piece of meat is stuck in your throat, and it's something that sometimes happens to him, they're there, they can help. But yeah, it was like, for him, poor guy, that was a very, very, we went the same day. It was so fucking weird. My appendix exploded. He got something stuck in his throat the same day. We both went to the ER room at the same time with different like life threatening things. It was so crazy. But I got away with zero monies. This poor man, he had to pay like 7 or 9 grand, 7 or 9 grand. I can't remember the number. For literally an operation. It wasn't even an operation. It was like for a 5 minute medical intervention. Disaster, disaster. But yeah, you guys, like, you really, if there's one thing you should take from any of this, and other people's stories, it's stay the fuck away from American healthcare. Like, it is no fucking joke. And it's worse than that, because I do feel like American people, whether you're a citizen or not, but especially if you're a citizen, like, there's a price on your head, and they, really ultimately just view you like a cow. Like, they want to fatten you up, which is just to say, physically, they want to fatten you up, get you to do the most amount of work. Because what do you do when you're fat as fuck? You don't have a life. All you do is work, basically, because you're buying food and bigger and bigger clothes, and two seats on airplanes, and just more than one would need. Because when you're fat, I feel like for a lot of people, uh, spending money is a way that they cope with girth on them. But yeah, that I do feel like, because you cannot deny that when you go into a grocery store, it is not like walking into a war field of, you know, it's just, you can't put yourself in certain situations, which is to say, you can't go down certain aisles. Like, you can't go down the candy aisle, you can't go down the cracker aisle, you can't go in the bakery. Like, you need to be very, like, on your mission. Get the meat, get the vegetables, get the fuck out of there. Get the butter, maybe. Get the good yogurt without flavoring and stuff like that. Like, it's a mission. It's a war mission, and you have to be very much on your game to get out of there. Because if not, you're not only gonna pay later on physically for the mistakes you've brought home with you, you're going to pay monetarily, because food is very expensive now. And again, I've said that it's not the worst thing. It's really not. But you don't want to waste your resources in this time, because, man, like, the food is just the first part, man. The food is just the first part. And should we experience like a real depression, like in the 1930s, like, you're gonna wish that you hadn't spent all this money on all this other shit that you know just doesn't even serve you in any real way. I am really happy to see that a lot of people are making the resolve taking the resolve making the resolve to have a no buy next year, 2025. I think if you're thinking about that, you should probably start now, because, like, you know, well, I don't know. It's so tough with the holidays, right? Like, got to keep up those appearances. But I don't know. I'm not shelling out a ton of money on gifts like I did last year, and it was kind of upsetting because the people that I gave gifts to, they weren't even really that appreciative. And, like, yeah, I don't think they knew that, like, I had spent the money, but and I wasn't going to say that, but, like, even if they weren't even that appreciative to my boyfriend, whom I think they thought bought, who I know that they thought bought the gifts. But no, it's just like, people are so fucking spoiled. Like, I feel like nobody should feel obligated to get people anything, like, besides, like, a fucking card that says, "Thanks for being in my life, cunt. See you next Tuesday." That's what cunt stands for. Just kidding. I don't know. I don't know. I'm minding my own fucking business. Trying to eat well. Um, Still trying to get a job. Like, really just minding my own business. Like, still haven't washed my hair. I fucking will. I will at some point, but, man, I don't know. Like, this, and I'm sorry I keep talking about it, but it's like, it's huge to me. Like, I've never gone this long without washing my hair. I took a shower today, but washing my hair, why would I? Why? I mean, I do miss my curly hair, but those waves, like, stop. I should wear makeup. I should put on some makeup. I'm looking splotchy, but whatever. I'm not going anywhere. I should go to the grocery store. God, I really don't want to spend money. I feel so dumb. Like, I swear, like, last week I had, or 2 weeks ago, I had 10 grand, and now I'm down to, like, 5. And it would be over 10, actually. It'd be like 12 if I took my money out of crypto. But, like, oh my God, I'm, like, now a crypto bro. Like, my money's tied up in the crypto. Like, so now I'm, like, really trying to get a job. Like, I've been trying, but now I'm, like, really, like, if I could get a job, if I could get a call back, that would be great. But it's like, I don't even feel like too discouraged because it's fucking December and like nothing happens in December. Like, why would a company want to hire somebody, 2-3 weeks from the new year? Like, God. And then Trump's gonna get put in, and then that's when everything's gonna really fall and burn, crash and burn, because then it'll be his fault. It's just such a weird time. I don't know, but I'm happy. I'm really trying to be happy. Because I mean, there's no there's no other, what do you call it? Uh, there's no other play I can make. Like, I'm so blessed, and shit hasn't hit the fan yet. So like, I just need to ride this wave of American excellence, American delusion, because that's what this country is built on. Delusion. Like, you can't, I think it becomes abundantly clear, like, once you leave your parents' home, what, even before, like, when you like are in high school, like, it becomes abundantly clear that, like, this country is very much built for people to step on other people, if not just to take what they want. Like, if you want something in this country, you just have to go get it. And I wish that I had that drive, but I don't. Like, I do have ESTP subconscious, but my ESTP is like an ethical ESTP, and she's more of a, like, creator, not so much a seller, because I don't like to force people into anything. Because I just, I know how fucking hard it is right now, and how hard it's been for so long for so many people. I feel like we haven't even really recovered from 2008. Like, I still remember 2008, how bad that was. It was terrible. It was terrible. And quite honestly, it's really not that different today. I need, like, eye makeup. My eyes look really bare. Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at people and I'm just like, you need to take better care of yourselves. Like, a lot of people, they'll be talking about how the healthcare industry screwed over their mom, and her diet because of her diabetes. And it's just like, well, why did she have diabetes? Like, why didn't you tell her? Why didn't somebody tell her that she needed to fast? Why didn't somebody tell her that she needed to not eat sugar? Like, last night, boyfriend and I were watching TV, and there were these guys that, like, their catamaran, this boat kind of thing, it flipped over, and they had to live on this catamaran, this upside down catamaran, this upside down boat, for over 100 days. It was like 119 days or something like that. And before that, they like washed up to land and stuff like that. It was like they had pushed off from New Zealand. I think they made a movie about it, because they had all these stills that looked like a movie while they were telling the story of these guys. And it was funny because, like, they did mention that, like, one of the guys, he had been taking heart medication, But after, I don't know how many, I can't remember how many days they said, after so many days, like he didn't have to take his heart medication anymore. So yeah, I mean that's a big thing right there. It's like if you have an issue, a health issue, you need to fucking fast. You need to fucking fast. And you know, chances are that whatever your issue is it'll go away. Um so yeah, between fasting and avoiding sugar, because sugar feeds cancer, you don't need medications. You don't, you know, statins and shit like that. Like I hear that people say this all the time, like we're going to look back at statins and just be like it's going to be like the modern day equivalent of lobotomies. Like statins are not good. Like do not take statins, people. You have to take care of yourself. You have to deny yourself the bullshit that's in the grocery stores because it's there to kill you. It's designed to kill you. And thank God we have RFK out there now. Like, you know, I'm so happy that he's on Trump's team because yeah, I'm fully aware that there's it's not it's the next year this next administration is not going to be good. Like it's not going to be revolutionary. It's not going to make us any freer. But for so many people, I do feel that nutritionally, if they could, like health wise, via nutrition, if they could um, change the trajectory of their lives, we could possibly change the trajectory of this country because it's when you're healthy, you realize that you can live on so much less and you're not chasing highs via like consumerism and stuff nearly as much. I mean, I'm not obviously right. It's not an end all be all. It's not like once you're fit, you don't buy stuff anymore, but you buy I feel like you buy a lot less. You become a lot more intentional with your life because you have that mental clarity that comes from just having a blood sugar that's stable as opposed to, you know, constantly going like this and in need of being medicated. So anyway, that's all I'm going to say for today. Yeah, remember, avoid the carbs, avoid at all cost sugar, and go get some sun if you can. Thank you. Bye.